I think what I said to Charles Payne on Fox Business is coming true, which is crush this market and let the incumbent players come in and get bigger shares. I really think we're witnessing that in real time.
In today's video, Attorney John Deaton discussed the latest with the SEC Ripple XRP lawsuit, the recent summary judgments from Ripple and the SEC, and what's next for the procedural process, likelihood of a settlement soon.
What is your thought on both Binance and Coinbase? Do you feel like they survived during these lawsuits? Because this is a little different. Ripple is different than, because it's a token versus an exchange that's doing business based on this market. What are your thoughts on that?
Right. I mean, I'm glad that you pointed that out for your audience, because, if Ripple loses the case, they just appeal it and it's business as usual the next couple of years.
Sure.
And they don't even have to stop selling XRP because the SEC didn't seek an injunction against them. It would just appeal, be business as usual. And even if the judge determined a security, they could still survive, right? They could survive because they only offer it to accredited investors, et cetera, et cetera. Whereas the nature of the Coinbase and Binance cases, the SEC said that Coinbase is running an illegal business. So it's not just about the token, it's about the actual business model that the SEC approved 2 years ago that they're now seeing is an illegal business. And they're asking to permanently shut down Coinbase as a business. That's very different. So it is the absolute existence of Coinbase and Binance as they are.
So this would be interesting if Coinbase does start to lose position to Robinhood, who is a broker dealer and does have crypto on it. What makes them so different than what Coinbase is doing right now?
Here's the thing. Coinbase did the same blueprint that Robinhood did. When the SEC said that XRP was a security, Coinbase delisted it and was trying to play nice with the regulators. And I think Robinhood is trying to do the same. Let's not forget too, Paul, Coinbase has a dormant broker dealer license that they tried to activate, and the SEC wouldn't let them. And so you're right. It appears this is the problem that we have in our country, is where you have, unelected
winners and losers.
Bureaucrats. You and I are sitting here struggling. Well, why is Robinhood this way? Why is ETH? Why is XRP? All of these things. In the meantime, I think what I said to Charles Payne on Fox Business is coming true, and maybe you're going to talk about it, which is crush this market and let the incumbent players come in and get bigger shares. I really think we're witnessing that in real time.
If China had any control of his business, he simply answered they have 25% and have no control. And obviously in that statement right there, they are a co-founder, in fact, of Prometheus, per his words, which makes me look at this and go, all right, now you've got the Chinese involved in this company. You've got the SEC approving this company. How would you look at this as an attorney, John? You're looking at these kind of things just on the surface.
Well, the first thing I would say is that there is very disturbing facts about the Chinese influence. When I say Chinese, I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking about the CCP and the government infiltrating and obtaining regulatory capture with our SEC. There are serious concerns, and so that would concern me greatly. To bring it to your audience full circle, a lot of people believe Ripple was targeted because Alibaba's Alipay was trying to buy MoneyGram, and then that deal got squashed by national security interest, and then Ripple bought 9% of MoneyGram. And a lot of people believe that made them a target. And so it is just very concerning. Also, to the CEO of that company, It's like looking at someone posted, I forget who it was. I'd give them credit if I could, but they posted a vending machine with nothing in it. And that's basically
What you have.
Prometheus. 75% of the market is what two tokens, Paul? Bitcoin and ETH.
Bitcoin and ETH.
And you can't trade it on the platform.
Yeah, that was on the only approved digital asset broker dealer out there. So, it feels like this is a shell company or a prop up. For what reason they approved this? Even Hester was saying that not likely the way forward. Why would they even approve this, something like this? What would be the purpose?
Well, it's because it's politics. It is 100% politics. In addition to the credibility issue that you raised with showing that video and the Chinese connection, the CEO of Promethean in April of 2021 was singing a different tune. He was talking about how we needed new rules, new legislation. Everything that Hester was saying, he agreed with, but something changed. And what changed is that, and I hate to talk about it, but the existing administration has went anti-crypto. Elizabeth Warren on her platform, Gary Gensler, they chose to do that. And so the Democrats brought Promethean on as their star witness. And so I think we just need to take that with a grain of salt. And you know, it's because she's right. Just think about it, Paul. We're talking about the Securities Act, the Ripple complaint, the Coinbase complaint, the Binance complaint says the following, that they violated Section 5 of the Securities Act of 1934. That's a direct quote.
Do you think the United States can catch up on this, or do you think we are going to see years of potential litigation playing out and political pawns being played out as well?
I'm going to hate to give you the answer that I'm going to give you, but because we're in an election year coming up, politics are going to be divided, and we're not looking at anything from Congress probably into the late 2025, assuming a new president or new Congress, Senate, whatever, or more bipartisanship. You're looking at late 2025, 2026. In the meantime, you've got these regulators out there at the UK, and Hong Kong, and UAE, and Dubai. What are they saying? They see what's happening in the United States, and they're racing to get that capital. I think I just read, Paul, that A16Z is even opening or moving something overseas.
Yeah, going to London.
You have Coinbase, allocating more resources overseas. So it's bad news. And I think that we're probably can we catch up eventually? Yes, but I think there's going to be they're going to have a long lead. These other jurisdictions are unfortunately going to get a long lead, unless we get some great news from the Ripple case and that builds more political momentum.
They would get propped up into multiple ETFs because it can't surely just be BlackRock. That would obviously be too out in your face that they are clearly picking winners and losers. What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are, I don't think that they even care to be that blatant about it, Paul.
They don't care. They're just going to do it.
They just don't care. You see that we're getting to where we're only going to have 5 banks in the United States if things keep going the way they're going, and you have Gary Gensler saying that Bitcoin, and he includes Bitcoin, are used for terrorism and drugs and all of this. Yet you got NASDAQ says they're going to custody Bitcoin. You've got BlackRock coming in saying they want a Bitcoin ETF. And so I think there's a part of me that's always believed that Gary Gensler and the others have finally accepted that crypto's here to stay. Now, that doesn't mean 20,000 tokens. That means real projects with real utility are here to stay. Are here to stay, but we're going to crush them so that the BlackRocks and the JP Morgans and the Goldman Sachs can come in and get a larger piece of the pie. I wouldn't be surprised that they continue to suppress it, Paul, and then all of a sudden Gary Gensler's phone rings and Larry Fink or someone says, hey, we just bought 25% of Coinbase. Let's work this out. And then all of a sudden, maybe they'll become more amenable.